Hello, everyone. Welcome to our weekly Tongren Live events. And we will now add in one more. It is good to see everyone. Happy to see everyone. I just want to make sure I have my two cameras set up here. And I forget one thing. Enter studio. And enter studio. And we are good to go. My name is Lucy. And I have a special sound effect. It's all set now. And let me clear away this guy's stuff. And that looks good, even with the bowl. So let's begin to tap. And our first request is from Esther. And we will get this going. Oh, I got to go live on Instagram. There we go. And the whole universe is being told that Joe Lucier is now on Instagram. Alert the press. And there we go. Good lighting, too. So remember, it is December. The holidays are coming up. So we're also going to work for everybody for stress itself. Yes, stress is the opposite of disease. So our three-part process, blood flow to the brain. And I just want to check all of my requests. And there we go. So lower back, SI joint pain, and the bladder and the skin for Esther, number one. And we will get all of our requests. And I want to make sure I get all the requests also from the Facebook pages. Command flow to the brain. The endocrine system in particular, to balance that out. And hello to Happy Mama, Paula, Kimbies, command points of the brain and the brain stem. And we will put the laser back on the lower dantian today. That is for holiday energy. And hello, Drew. We'll tap for you as well. So vertebral artery to the spinal artery. Lower back, L1 to 5. SI joint, which is the sacroiliac joint, which basically means the sacrum hip joint. And we'll continue to work on that through the day. And today we have Mr. Laser with us. And today Mr. Laser has the healing bowl with him. And we just got kicked out. All right, let me check that again. Lower back, L1 to 5. And the bladder, so lumbosacral plexus, S1 to S5. SI joint, pain, so the bladder, S1 to S5 for the bladder, T4 for the skin, and lung 1, lung 2 also for the skin. And grounding to liver 3, kidney 1. And the vagus nerve also for pain, GB12. Vagus nerve, phrenic nerve down the torso. And the CV4, where we have the laser today, that is for pain and for the bladder as well. So liver 3 and kidney 1. So I'm going to expand on the foot grounding part. Spleen 6, liver 3, and kidney 1. I think that's a good way to do it. Spleen 6 on the inside of the ankle, liver 3, and kidney 1. That will be from now on my own grounding. And next we have, let's go to our next request, perfect blood. So let's begin. Blood flow to the brain. We can see 2 dolls now. Perfect blood. So let's do that for everyone, but focus on Happy Mama for perfect blood. So our blood flow to the brain. Initialize the endocrine system. The command points of the brain. Command points of the brain stem. Vertebral artery to the spinal artery, but especially T1. So we're perfect blood and lymph, and we'll do a lymph tune-up for everyone. T1 for the bones, T7 for the spleen and the bone and blood. The spleen recycles blood. That's a pretty big hand there. Trying to get the comments. T1 to 12, especially T1, T7, but T3 also for the lymph. So as a reminder, I will be away next week. Unfortunately, I know we've had a couple of times. We have Thanksgiving, and the next one I will be away on Thursday. There will be some announcements and different things, and I apologize, but from 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Time, I will be with you anyway. I won't have access where I'm going for the internet. And the microbiome, T11, T12, L4, L5. Sacrum 1 to 5, but again, tailbone 1 to 5. So those are important points because the tailbone manages the bone marrow. The bone marrow manages blood production. White blood cells, red blood cells. So that is critical. So the other support is the craniosacral fluid, which supports the bone marrow and is related to the tailbone. Vertebral artery, spinal artery. And grounding. So my grounding for the sympathetic is GB39, which is also for the bones. So we cover everything for the bones. And now one more for the lymph, which is the lymph tune-up. The axillary lymph of the armpits, the inguinal lymph of the groin, and then grounding spleen 6, liver 3, and kidney 1. Spleen 6, liver 3, and kidney 1. Yoo-hoo! So we did a complete workup. Next is less, and I just want to continue with everyone. Also, just make sure you're sitting, you're relaxed. If you're there on Instagram, that would be great. And I will do one more thing for everyone. But everyone should be taking a nice deep breath. And we are there. Sorry for the silent noise. What happened? Mute. Oh, now I'm here 3 times. All right. This is odd. It's not on purpose, but we will continue. Yeah, that's not going to work. So I just want to get the requests. We have Cheryl Ann, and we have, in fact, I can just close this down. We are not entering the alien zone yet. 1 second, please. Sorry. And yep. All right. So next we have Les's prostate cancer that has spread to his lymph and pain in his neck. Blood flow to the brain. And then also I have my notes here for Catherine. Everything with the eyes. And we have Cheryl Ann and Kim. And I just want to do a quick check of our chat here. Feed not working. So I just want to make sure that other people can see us. People have signed out. A lot of people have signed out. If you sign back in, it should be okay. Command points of the brain. Command points of the brain stem. So everybody out there on my website chat area, just let me know if you can see things, because we have a lot of people that have signed out, in, out, in. Okay. So it should be okay. But chat in to let me know that you can see me, because it doesn't seem like the feed is going to Instagram either. Vertebral artery to the spinal artery. So for the lymph, T3, then we'll also do the lymph tune-up again. I can see myself on the web page, so I'm presuming it's working. Working now. Yep. Okay, good. That's all I care. All right. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, anti-inflammation. But we also want to work for the eyes for Catherine. The ouch point for the eyes. GV17 for eye pressure. C3 for the eyes. Visual cortex for the retina area. GV19. Vertebral artery to the spinal artery. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 for metabolic waste. Microbiome for metabolic waste. T11, T12, L4, L5. But remember L3, T3 for the lymph, L3 for the prostate for less. So for pain in the neck, shoulder release points. And everybody let me know how you're doing, better, worse, the same. I want to make sure we're making progress for everyone. And the shoulder muscles, the SCM, and the trapezius, and the shoulder release point. Anti-inflammation for the pain, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. For the fingers and finger joints. the brachial plexus. And then for Kimby's, we have adrenal health, detox, broken right foot. So T7 for blood flow in the lower extremities. Let me make sure you all can see me. Thank you for joining, Cassie. I have some special recommendation that I need to send to you. A Native American remedy for you. We need to get in touch, and I will send you the details for that. Lumbar 1 to 5, sacrum 1 to 5. And hello, Catherine. Welcome. Lumbosacral plexus. And we're talking about the right foot, rebroken right foot. So definitely clay poultice. Clay will build the bones. It has silicaceous acid, all the things, silica, precursors to collagen to rebuild. So I would do a nightly foot poultice to build that bone directly. So L1, L2 for the adrenal health. And detoxing is the microbiome, the gut, T11, T12, L4, L5. And lumbar 1 to 5, sacrum 1 to 5, TB 1 to 5, tailbone 1 to 5. And down the legs, bladder 54, also to support the legs, the lower back. And we will get to fertility and other things. So, and make sure people want to see my hands where I'm tapping, and that's a good thing. Vagus nerve, phrenic nerve. Isn't that special? Down the torso, let's do the 3 dantians, upper dantian for the eyes, middle dantian for the lungs, the lymph, lower dantian for the prostate, the adrenals, SI joint, and the bladder. And grounding, spleen 6, liver 3, and kidney 1. Great. So don't forget the clay for any broken bones. It will help to mend it. Accelerate it. It will accelerate the healing. So for Cheryl Ann, teeth and gums, heartbeat, tachycardia, looks like, and cold infection. Blood flow to the brain. Yep, I need to tap for my eyes. Command points of the brain. The central nervous system control, which will be for the actual heart rhythms. GV 1920, 21, 22. Command points of the brain stem. And will also include Cassie, but the vertebral artery to the spinal artery. So let's work on the teeth and gums. C3, 4, and 5. And the actual ouch point. The teeth and gums. Vertebral artery to the spinal artery. So let's work directly on the heart and the pericardium, which manage the bioelectricity of the heart. Accelerated heartbeat sounds like tachycardia. So let's work on T1 for the bones, for the immune system, B cells, T2 for the thymus and T cells, T3 for the lungs and the lymph. And I'm just going to do a quick spot check to see. We have talkative self. We have fancy creation. Okay. And for everyone, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, anti-inflammation, and continue for Cassie on the bones, T3 for the lungs and the lymph, T9 for the liver, T4 for the skin, in case I missed it for Esther. We'll do it again. T4 for the skin, T9 for the skin, which is the liver, connected to the skin by the detox methods of the body. Lumbar 1 to 5. So infertility for divine newcomer. but also for everyone, the immune system, the microbiome, the gut, T11, T12, L4, L5. So the endocrine system, infertility, GV20 for the pituitary. Number 1 to 5, sacrum 1 to 5. Not sure why we didn't get to Instagram today. Not sure what's happening. It says I'm live. I feel live. And grounding. So sacrum 1 to 5, tailbone 1 to 5 for the rectum area. So blood flow, nerve flow are a two-part process. Blood flow is T7. Nerve flow is the lumbosacral plexus. And directly it's S1 to S5, especially S5. And then we'll do tailbone 1 to 5 as well. And to also support the lower back and the rectum area, bladder 54. This will also work to support infertility and depression, as I mentioned, is the gut, T11, T12. Most of our neurotransmitters like serotonin and others are actually created in the gut, not the brain. So giving a medication or a drug for the brain is treating symptoms. So work on the gut with your diet, fermented foods, high fiber, and opening a blockage for the gut, T11, T12, L4, L5. So we'll do a big workup for everyone for COVID. And that's coming up in a few minutes. Vagus nerve to the torso. So for the liver, the lungs, and the lymph, CV17. Seems like you won't be able to see my hands unless I'm paying attention. And down to liver 3 and kidney 1. How's everybody doing? Everybody's really quiet. Must be because of the holidays. Is that you, Patty, and your mom? We'll continue to do the Tongren therapy. So people are saying they can't get the feed on Tongren Station. We don't actually broadcast from Tongren Station. Tongren Station should give a link to the Facebook page and to my website. And I'm making a note of that right now, and you can probably hear the really loud pen. But hello, welcome, Patty. Patty from Instagramlandia. And let's continue on. So email me, Cassie. I have a Native American special remedy for you, and I will give you the information to get that as soon as possible. Your mom did contact me. I sent a link to set up some times, and I think we're in the process of doing that. And there was also a request for immunity, which we will do for everyone right now. And then next is Drew and Kim. Kim was giving feedback, and then Catherine. We're working with Catherine and the eyes, and we'll continue to do that. So blood flow to the brain. Do you have a request, Patty? Hi, Patty. Blood flow to the brain. So we're going to work on the immune system and COVID for the whole planet. Command points of the brain and command points of the brain stem. Command points on the top of the head. And for those that are interested, I teach Tongren. We have our next workshop, and they're usually fascinating. International crowd. We've got people from Indonesia, Croatia, Canada, Chile, the US. So for Drew, tap for the heart, circulation, and kidneys. So GV17, command center for circulation. And there's a message from, oh, Drew, yes. Catherine says, hi, Drew. Hope you're still here. And it's good to see you. We haven't spoken in a while, Drew, either. Vertebral artery to the spinal artery. Catherine McGlynn is saying hello to Drew. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. So let's work on the immune system and COVID. So T1 for the bones, B cells, T2 the thymus, and T cells. T3 lungs and lymph. T4 for the skin and detoxing. But let's really focus on the lungs because that's kind of the first place the virus shows up, as well as the sinuses, which is C3. C1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. T5 for the heart for Drew. T5, both sides, heart and pericardium. And again, GV17 for circulation. T11, T12, L1, L2 for the adrenals and the kidneys. And welcome always to newcomers, Grateful Self. These are great names. Yes, thank you for that information. The link from Tongren Station to my website is not working. Yep, I will check that. And for Drew, we'll also work on CV17 for the heart. And we will also work on CV4 for the kidneys. So also good for COVID, lung 1, lung 2, because it affects the lungs. But especially T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, the immune process protocol, one of our few protocols, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. The microbiome, T11, T12, L4, L5. Lumbar 1 to 5, sacrum 1 to 5. Grounding to liver 3 and kidney 1. And the vagus nerve to the CV17 for the heart for Drew. CV4 for the lower dantian for the kidneys for Drew. Down the legs. Vagus nerve, phrenic nerve to the diaphragm and the heart area also for Drew. So recovery from COVID, vitamin C, quercetin, CV4 for the lower dantian, and again for the fertility, the bladder, Esther, and the fertility, and then down to liver 3 and kidney 1. And I hope that was helpful, youthful, grateful self. And as always, as we can even mention at the beginning, sit with your feet flat on the floor, palms face up, and just enjoy or receive the energy, and enjoy the energy, of course. So next we will work with Patty for high blood sugar. So high blood sugar oftentimes is called by insulin resistance. So if you reduce the amount of fat, which is the resisting component from your diet, too much fat, especially saturated fats from animal products, if you lower that to around 10 and 20%, you'll be able to see even testimonials of that in the book, The Cure for Diabetes by Gabriel Cousens. Blood flow to the brain. And again, another week has gone by. Leonard, I got to give you a call back. Don't give up. So blood sugar is managed by insulin. If there's insulin resistance, it can accompany the sugar to get into the cell. So we will work on the endocrine system, and the insulin is a hormone, GV20, hypothalamus and pituitary. vertebral artery and muscles around there for the neck tightness. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, anti-inflammation. And T1 to T12. Let's focus on the pancreas for the blood sugars. Esophagus, pancreas, T8. Lumbar 1 to 5. So the gallbladder, the bile and bile ducts. And again, the shoulder release point for the neck and tightness and the pain. How's everybody doing on Instagram? Vertebral artery, spinal artery, and the entire spine. Now for Liam, OCD, GB13, right side. For increased communication, Broca area, Wernicke areas. Deep sleep, limbic system, triple warm at 20, and the intong, the third eye. And again to the microbiome. That's kind of the energy center, which will impact also the pancreas, T12, CV12, CV4. In terms of increased communication, again, Wernicke and Broca areas of the brain above the earlobe. And as always, CV4, stomach 36, grounding, liver 3, spleen 6, liver 3, kidney 1. Spleen 6, liver 3, and kidney 1. All right, how's everybody doing? Everybody's really quiet. I did tap for you, Cassie, already, but I will do it again some more. And then also email me, and I will send you a link for some very special herbs from a very special Native American in Nevada. Okay, next we work with Fancy Creation and Fancy Creation again. Yep, we will get that And Esther, we got you covered. Thank you for joining. I think I told you I watched Masterpiece Theater between the pages of All Things Great and Small. Show I highly recommend. Blood Flow to the Brain. Great story. Visual hallucinations, weight balance, fibroids. Yin Tong, third eye, connecting to your true self. That would be a situation definitely that would be good for hypnosis as well as other therapies like soul connections, soul retrieval therapy. Broca area, Wernicke area, everyone was talking about for speech communication and speech processing in the brain. It's a great point for helping with speech for autistic kids and adults. I worked on one adult autistic person, nonverbal, taught the mom and the grandfather who were taking care of him how to do Tongren. And we were working for a while, and I think actually this was just them working. They sent me a picture because the child was antisocial, not intentionally, but didn't really relate to the grandfather, never really hung out. So they sent me a beautiful photo of the grandson sitting next to the grandfather with his head on his shoulder, looking happy. They had connected, rebonded, and he was doing well. Tongren helped him out a lot. That person also increased their verbal skills using Tongren. So hallucinations, connecting to your true self. A vertebral artery to the spinal artery. And where are the fibroids? Is there a specific location, or is it many of them? But we'll work in general. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. Anti-inflammation. Fibroids are a result of acidity, sometimes Epstein-Barr virus. T7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, but especially T11, T12. For the microbiome. T1 and T12. Lumbar 1 to 5, sacrum 1 to 5. Yes, it's good to have options, as you're saying, Esther. So if it doesn't work on my page for your computer, even after rebooting, then go to a few Facebook pages or even Instagram or my website. So we try to make it as accessible as possible. So for the hallucinations, weight balance, T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8. A lot of times weight balance is malnutrition issues. Even if you have a lot of calories, you still have to get the certain vitamins and minerals that will allow your body to release the holding process, the creating of fat process for stopping the famine response. And we'll also work on CV4 for the main battery. So let's do a few more. We're all finished. Instagram people, thank you for joining. Blood flow to the brain. We work with talkative self. And we have ED and diabetes, same situation, and abdominal hernia for fancy creation, and then talkative self. Vertebral artery, spinal artery. Axillary lymph, inguinal lymph, and grounding to the earth. And here we go. So specifically for insulin resistance and ED, same thing. Let's work on the pancreas, but lower your fat intake to less than 20% or less. That will reduce ED, which is insulin resistance, and pancreatic diabetes, which is also insulin resistance. So let's work right on T8. Pancreas, pancreas, pancreas. Weight balance, the pituitary, and the microbiome, T11, T12, L4, L5. And for talkative self, while we're here, L1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the lower back injury. And again, diabetes, insulin resistance. And grounding, liver 3, and kidney 1. So let me know how y'all doing. I lived in Texas for a while, so I can say y'all. They gave me permission. I think there have been issues with the live feed onto this website. There is a delay. I was 1 minute delayed. We'll fix that. But there's also a delay in the actual streaming to the website itself. So it looks like Faris is here, which is great. Hello, Leonard. For Anna, sister-in-law, ALS. So ALS most likely is misdiagnosed Epstein-Barr virus. So there are specific homeopathic herbs. Cleansing would be the best to alkalize the body, which is antiviral and anti-cancer as well. vertebral artery to this blood flow to the brain, CV 19, 20, 21, 22. So let's work on the nerves for ALS because that's what gets affected. The nerve degradation is because viruses eat and destroy the fat around our nerves. That's why that happens. MS, Parkinson's, ALS, all most likely just misdiagnosed Parkinson's, Epstein-Barr virus infection. And there are remedies for that. So T123478 for ALS. Weakness in right hand, lumbosacral plexus. And I apologize for going over a few minutes. And we are almost there. Thank you for hanging in there. Reminder again, I will not be here next week. I tried to figure it out to get some connection where I will be away for my first vacation in over 10 years. Will not have a good connection. Probably will have no connection. But then after that, I'll probably go for another 10 years. Weakness in the right hand, let's work on the brachial plexus and the ouch point of the hands and the arm and the leg. Lumbosacral plexus to the right leg. So for ALS, CV17 also. T123478, the immune system. CV17, CV4. So hypersensitivity, sore to the touch. I would do clay baths immediately, if not foot soaks. That will detox, pull out the viruses. It will help the body to recover the nerves that have been damaged. That's what happens. The sore to the touch means the nerves are frazzled. Viruses attack the nerves. Liver 3 and kidney 1. And we have a couple of our favorite people here. Cassie and Faris, let's work for your mom. How's it going? Is she improving? Blood flow to the brain. And Cassie, you fell asleep. You didn't have to tell me that. That's okay. But we'll work on it. And we will do a tune-up for everyone. GB 19, 20, 21, 22. Visual cortex. GB 19. Ouch point for the eyes. Oh, we did get you earlier. C3, 4, 5 for the eyes, eyesight. And again for your mom, ouch point for the eyes. C3 for the eyes. T123478 for Cassie. Microbiome, T11, T12, L4, L5, and S1 to S5, and tailbone 1 to 5, for the rectum area. So I'm glad your mom, Faris, is doing better. Eyesight is still bad. So what we got to do, all the people with eyesight stuff, there are these there are these things that I've been looking at. We all have to finalize this. They actually create stem cells to regenerate eyes just through herbs and different things. So I've got to finalize all that. So the ouch point again for the eyes, vertebral artery to the spinal artery. And detoxing the liver, of course, is good for the eyes. Left eye, perfect vision. Right eye, no vision. Okay. And GV17, BL9 for the instability while walking. And I'm glad the sleep is doing better. T1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8 for everyone. T7 for the lower extremities down to the feet. And liver 3 and kidney 1. And we got it ready for everyone. We will do charge the Dantian. Sorry for being late. Oh, the doctor's wrong. She's right. Okay, I get it. Thank you. Okay. How's that for an image, huh? Marching Tongren people. Sorry, hopefully that wasn't too loud. Well, thank you everyone for joining. Greatly appreciate the opportunity to be here. As I mentioned, I won't be here next week. I tried hard, but I think it will have to be in the following week. But what I recommend for everyone is to play the recording and then just close your eyes and go through the entire cycle because it included your treatment and it will work again. Absolutely. So thanks very much and have a great day. And I look forward to seeing you all at another time. And we will close this out. We will close out Instagram. I guess you're going to watch me do that. But let me see if I can get, in this instance of StreamYard, to close down. And there it is. Have a great day, everyone. Be safe. We also did a treatment for COVID for everyone. Take care. Be kind to one another. And blessings.